Hello YouTube viewers, welcome to my show Camera Tuesday. In today's episode we're going to talk about Rode Wireless Go. So let's dive right into it. Now, if you have checked my last episode, you must understand the importance of lavalier microphone. Now, in a lavalier microphone, generally people try getting wireless because this allows what we call concealed system. Basically, you will not see the microphone. So this is a very popular system, and almost every company employs this, and every news show that you see, many documentaries, many even movies, many movie scenes, and sometimes they hide this sort of thing on a prop. Basically, let's say there is a dining table and people are eating, and people are actually eating. Let's say actor and actress, they are actually eating. You don't want like that sound to be catched up, so what they will put, like they will have a bouquet. This system, basically the receiver would be in the bouquet, so they will get a good ambience sound, and it also works. There are many ways to conceal it, but this allows you to do that without. If you have a long wire to deal with, you're not gonna be able to conceal it, and not to mention it will restrict movement, and human can tell when some person is very restricted. Basically, if I can't move, you will look, something is wrong, something is off. So we really like concealed system. Wireless system is paramount for doing that. Now you can go high end, like certain options even in the cheap end are very unique, like this one, Samyang one RX9. Basically this allows you to have one receiver and two transmitter. Basically, let's say you are watching a YouTube channel of like Tony and Chelsea, both of them can have one receiver, and camera will have only one. Basically they can have two transmitter and camera can have one. Stereo, basically sound, so left channel and right channel will have two different microphone, which is very handy in surprisingly large amount of situation. So you can go with that. You can get really good quality signal if you are trying Sennheisers. You can go some cheap options where like you Pro XT you can buy. So there are a lot of options. So when we are talking about Rode Wireless Go, you have to understand what the heck it is. It's basically small and cheap. At this point in time, as of me making this video, there is no system that comes even close to this. Like, unless there is some no name brand Chinese item, I cannot tangibly find something that I can say, okay, buy this instead of this. This is the cheapest and smallest system possible. Now you might be like, okay, let's say cheap, that makes a difference. Why does it being small makes a difference? That is very good question, and you have to understand transmitters. While you do not worry about too much, but you have to understand from actor or actress's point of view, that's a big hassle that they have to carry around. So imagine this way, like you have a light shirt, and inside of that shirt you put the receiver. Okay, everything is nice and dandy, but let's say a person is moving around, that weight will physically show up in a camera that hey, something is inside there. So what we will do, you will put it in the pants or with a belt. That's why most of them come with a belt couple. Again, now if you have a full body shot, that's an issue again. So generally you may tie it into, like, someone's pant or on a leg. Like it's generally done for female actresses, that the receiver is generally banded to their leg, so that way you can still have the full actress shown in the camera, but you will not see the microphone. Again, you can understand the hassle of it. Now again, do you have to do this sort of thing with this? Yes, it's not microscopic, you still have to do that, but again, because it's inherently small, because it's inherently lightweight, it's not that much of a hassle. Basically you can put it and forget it. Even the person carrying it, basically let's say you bind it up somewhere in someone's belt or a wallet or anywhere, wherever you hide it, they can forget about it. That is crucial, and that also allows people to act more naturally, because all of us are very in tune to the fact that it's something is off. So if let's say I have a giant cable running around my neck and I can't do this sort of thing, you will be like, something is off. Person don't talk like hello, this is me, how I am doing. And you don't talk like that. So we always have a lot of movement in our interactions. So this sort of system allows that. Having it small is really crucial, not for the receiver end, but for transmitter, that is a godsend. Then we come to the fact that many wireless systems, including professional wire, generally stay away from digital, because digital until now suffered very severely from lag, aka latency. All you have to understand about latency, either you detect it or you don't. Now if you will detect it, like if you want a number, like what is the number, give me the number is 50 millisecond. Basically if anything exceeds or even touches 50 millisecond, you can tell the audio is not coming. Basically audio is out of sync. So earlier latency systems were like so bad that they were upwards of like in case of Wi-Fi systems, they were 70 to 90 milliseconds. So people had to resync it in the post. Again, doable, and sometimes people wanted to do that and they can have unique advantages, but it was not very popular or successful. But nowadays, because of advancement in silicon technology, we can really make that all the processing go very fast. So at this point in time, we are almost at the same rate as analog signal. This puppy is supposed to have 6 milliseconds. So even worst case scenario, you're supposed to get signal latency below 10 milliseconds. That is so good. That's almost as the best as like a Hollywood grade equipment. You cannot go better than this. And it is undetectable even if you are making a video at 60 frames per second. So that is pretty amazing that they use digital. Now digital does come with benefit and consequence. The consequence is that if the signal degrades beyond a certain threshold, it goes off. Like you won't get a static, or you won't get something hidden into some signal and with extra noise. No, it goes to zero. Benefit, if you are receiving it, you are receiving full of it. That's the benefit. That's why people want to use digital. It's like either give me a signal or don't give me a signal. It won't be like, okay, this is a half corrupted signal with a lot of noise, you can denoise it in Adobe or things, Audition or things of that nature. No, it's like either you have the signal or you don't have the signal. So that's up to you. Depending on scenario, you may like the fact that it's giving you a clean signal, or you may hate the fact if you are doing way too much running and gunning for very long distance, like let's say you are trying to run for Olympic things or like that. Yeah, then you will hate it. So this is digital. Now the battery is inbuilt. This is a godsend to me. Like for some reason I don't understand, like basically if I'm talking about like audio recorders like Zoom H1N, these are consumer grade. For pro end, okay, for pro end do whatever you want, but for consumer end, why the heck you are giving me the headache of batteries? Why? Like it does not make sense. A pro end equipment supposed to be used for 10-20 years. Makes sense. Consumer end barely 3 to 5 years, barely. So in those sort of scenario, having external battery or even a replaceable one is an issue. Here they have given an inbuilt benefit. It allows them to make it very small. And another benefit, you don't have to buy another headache like, okay, this is a charger, this is a double battery, this is a AAA battery. And where in the world, like people are like, oh, you can't just buy, let's say, you can't just use this if battery runs out. That is the issue if somebody designs it poorly. A good designed USB system basically will run while you are charging the battery. Same way your Android phone works. You don't have to worry about it. So in basically Rhodes, they use this amazingly. Basically, if you are using a camera rig, basically if you have a camera with big battery, the big battery generally have many ways to tap power out of it. Basically you can extract power out of it. USB power is very easy. You can just buy mounts for those. So you can directly feed that USB power to this and it will work 24/7/365 as long as your camera is working. So you don't even have to worry about the battery aspect of the receiver. That is amazing. That is like removing one large hassle from people's life. Oh, okay, take out the camera, done. What about this? This gives you life of 7 hours, which is really more than sufficient enough. But let's say 5 hours. Let's say you've been using the system for 5-6 years and it's only 5 hours now. Again, 5-hour continuous recording. On top of that, it charges very quickly. It charges less than an hour. Some people are saying you can charge it properly in 30 minutes. So that's a very quick turnaround time. And on top of that, if you don't want that, because this is so small, you can put a USB battery bank. And you can continuously run this as long as your big battery banker keeps running. So you can have a scenario, you charge it full, run it from external power. The moment external power runs out, plug the discharge battery bank, it will run on internal power, then plug a bigger one in. Okay, amazing. This is like, why did it took people so long? Like I understand for like pro end, like okay, I want to throw away the battery, I want to buy new battery, I want to recharge a battery. Again, just give lithium for at least consumer end. Then it also has inbuilt mic. Again, inbuilt mic is a dual-edged sword. Now, if you are a corporate shoot or anything professional, please make sure you buy a lot of gaffer strips and close up everything. Not to mention, because if you plug it outside, basically this body is outside, this LED will be very distracting. So you have to make sure you cover it up, and you have to cover any logo that is shown. The clamp on the back side of this basically unit has a Røde logo plastered on, so you have to make sure that it's completely covered up. So that one thing is you have to take care of. But because the mic is inbuilt, you can simply, you don't have to worry about basically the transmitter. You simply take this and clamp it on. Like you can clamp it on a pocket, you can clamp it on a collar. You don't even have to worry about it. It's just plug and go. The aspect of wireless go, this is the go aspect. You don't have to deal with wires. It is amazing, and given the fact that it is small, people won't notice this too much. Then the question becomes, okay, they are making something. Who they are targeting for? They are targeting for what we classify as indie market. Basically, is this the best of the best in terms of sound quality? Hell no. Now, is this very good for the price? Yes. Now, who they are aiming for? YouTubers, run and gun shooters, basically documentary shooters, and like a low-level interview system, corporate video shoot. These sort of environment will this serve? Yes, undeniably. That is the target. They are not targeting for sound recording for orchestra or next Star Wars or things of that nature. Basically, they are targeting a very simple market, very widespread market where you may do wedding shooting. You may, and again, even in wedding, you can employ this very easily, and you can use upwards of 4+ in one location. And you don't have to worry about signal restriction because it's on Wi-Fi, open public channel. So if I have to describe this device, basically I have to say whoever designed this basically sat down and said like, okay, let's make a system that is usable. If I have to rate the performance would be 8 on 10. If I have to rate usability, it would be 100 on 10 because there is no device that even comes close to this. Audio equipment is literally stuck in the past. This is the first time I can see audio equipment. Yeah, I'm using the technology that 20th century has given me. So it is the only one, and I'm talking everything combined. It is the only one that comes with a proper LCD screen. Now, of course, recorders comes with LCD screen. I'm talking about like lavalier systems. Now, is that useful? Undeniably so, because the battery is internal. And even if it's not internal and you have to find a way to check the status. Here you can easily check it both, basically the receiver and transmitter, basically TX and RX. You can easily check the battery level, which is amazing. Then you can see the audio level. This is critical. Like just seeing audio level, okay, peaking means there is a red light. Yeah, that's not useful for you. This you can easily see, and you can easily tell your talent, hey, calm down a little bit up, little bit, because the color display will give you that feedback, that there is feedback. It's not like, okay, red light means you are peaking. It has more of information. On top of that, whoever designed this realized that there are different cameras in the market, and each camera has different preamps. So the output signal from this can be set to 3 different levels. Basically, you have Blackmagic level, you have Sony level, and you have Canon level. So that is also amazing. Now compare this to Sennheiser system. Again, this has bit better sounding, bit better, not too much better. Don't expect like, okay, this will be Oscar sound and this will be like a useless sound. This is bit better. Again, can you see the battery level? No. Can you see when the signal has dropped? No. Can you see anything? Basically anything about this equipment will tell you how it's doing? No. Is it bigger? Yes. Is it more expensive? Yes. Then what's the point? And not to mention, because you can't change the output level unless you buy physically something else. Let's say this works flawlessly with Canon system, but the moment you plug it into Sony, you have to speak very quietly because the signal is very loud. So in those sort of scenario, it makes sense. Like somebody sat down and it's like, okay, let's design a system that is usable with modern technology. The fact you can see battery life, the fact you can easily see the audio level, the fact you can control the output level. And this is a $350 system. This is a $200 system. Somebody sat down and designed this. And you can easily see the fact that it is USB powered. Basically, this also has inbuilt battery. This also has rechargeable battery, but you cannot USB power this. This you can power it. Basically, for receiver end, you can literally put it on a camera jig or gimbal or whatever have you, and directly power it from USB system. And forget about it. Basically, you don't even have to deal with the internal battery of this. You just like plug it from the main battery. That is amazing. Now on the receiver end, basically if you are talented and all that, it's a bit tricky, but you can still buy a very big battery bank, and like if you are dealing with like backpacks, you can put the battery bank in the backpack and just run a USB wire to the basically receiver end. These sort of thing is possible in this. It's not possible in the Sennheiser. The fact that at least on the receiver end, just give me the receiver that I don't have to worry about. So basically only thing I have to worry about charging or recharging the battery on my end. I don't have to deal with the camera aspect. And the fact that everything is inbuilt, including the basically amplifier and all that, it's pretty amazing. So if I have to simplify, you can see the clamp. Now of course there is always, all of the receiver or preamplifier, everything has clamps. They are like, what if we used 2-in-1 clamps? Basically the clamp you can see is exactly the same, but you can hot shoe mount it. That is amazing. That's like somebody sat down and it's like, hey, it's all more or less the same size as a hot shoe. How about we like shrunk it down to the perfect size? Because you have to understand, even though hot shoe mount designs are different from Sony to Canon to Nikon to everything, they still have the same dimension. So that's why this plastic clamps work. This is amazing. This is like somebody sat down and it's like, let's design something with useful intent. So this is in terms of simple. If I have to give you a simple verdict, price to performance, untouchable. Like, can you get better sound than this? Undeniably so. Can you get better sound than this in this price? Hell no. Can you get better usability than this in any price? No. So understand this aspect of it. Like, you will buy this and you will use it. So at this point in time, I cannot recommend this enough. Basically, if you are starting a small YouTube channel, this is a very good quick run and go system. Can I recommend some things to add on to this, or can I find out flaws? Yeah, there are a long list of flaws, but at this price I cannot tell them. At this price I can't. Like, there are very high-end systems which are like flawed, like simply like this. The fact it has nothing, you cannot tell. You basically have to do Morse code. Oh, the LED is blinking 3 times, means the audio is speaking. LED is blinking 5 times, basically battery low. So in this sort of scenario, this literally sells that somebody is there who knows how to design a product that is usable. So in terms of performance, I will not say like buy this and be like, okay, I am gonna be like the best audio guy ever. Like, you can put a very high quality lavalier microphone, heck, buy it from Sennheiser, and you will get better results, undeniably so. But don't expect your sound to be like groundbreakingly awesome. It will be very good, but it won't be groundbreaking. But in terms of usability, you will not find a system that is more simpler than this. Now, you can buy some another system which is more or less the same price, but in that, like Samyang makes a very interesting one where you can have a receiver that can receive 2 signals. Basically, let's say you are in Tony and Chalsub scenario, the same thing I showed you beforehand. Basically, you can have 2 microphone input into the same point. So in terms of Røde, they have done a very amazing job. This is like somebody sat down and designed a product. This is not like, yeah, let's just make something small and have a headphone output. Nobody thought of like, okay, what if your camera has a different preamplifier? What if not everybody is using Canon camera? What if not everybody is using Panasonic camera? It's like, sit down and figure things out. Like, this literally shows that somebody's like, okay, hey, everybody has a different preamplifier in their camera. Might as well allow them to change the setting. Awesome. You need to see your battery level. You can see it. So amazing. Like, this is more expensive system. So again, as of now, I cannot recommend this enough, and I am very happy that Røde built something like this, because if Røde has done that, somebody will at least copy it and may make it cheaper or may make it better. So you can go either direction. Some competitor may come out with a basically upgraded version of this, or some competitor may come out with basically same Røde system bit cheaper. So again, it's actually beneficial for us consumer. So this was my presentation on Røde Wireless Go. I hope you liked it, learned from it. In that case, please leave a like. Click the ad that are shown in this video. That will directly help me. And if you didn't like it, don't worry about it. You can press dislike. I would urge you to press it twice to show me your extra disappointment. And leave a comment because I reply to all of them. Subscribe, press the bell icon if you're free. And as always, thanks for watching.